So how much of an impact did cost, volume, profit analysis have on your planning?
A huge impact. I think that whenever you're starting a business, there's one hurdle is actually breaking even. The next hurdle is making a profit. And I think initially, naturally, you just want to know that you're going to break even. So there was a lot of focus on that break even point for us. And again, we had a worst case scenario, most realistic case scenario, and best case scenario cash flow projection. And effectively, the worst case scenario was that break even point, that we really wanted to know what sort of level of sales do we have to do for this just to break even, and we weren't going to go through any major financial or emotional hardship. So that absolutely is a point. Obviously, it's not something you want to be aiming for. You want to be aiming for your best case scenario, but understanding that break even point and having some confidence around achieving that point, more than anything, it gives you a lot of confidence to actually take that step and take that plunge and start the business. So yeah, as I said, whilst it's not something to aim for, it's a really important point to know, and it gives you a bit of guidance as to how much you can afford to invest in the business, because your break-even point will change depending on how much you invest up front. So you could be going to sort of shoot the lights out and build a 500 square metre restaurant with all the top sort of brand new catering equipment, right down to starting off with a little mobile cart. And the sort of access to capital that you have up front will really determine, well, a combination of the access to capital up front and where you feel your break-even point, that really determines at what point you try to sort of enter. We started off, our first restaurant is in Richmond, and it was a 45 square metre, which for those of you that aren't aware of square metres, it's like the size of probably 2 bedrooms, and that was everything. That was our storage, that was our wash-up facility, a prep facility, that was obviously the dining area. We did have a little bit of footpath dining area as well as that, but starting small meant that break-even point was very much obtainable. We ended up signing a lease on the site next door to that initial site, which allowed us to sort of capitalise on the demand that we were experiencing. But yeah, the break-even point is a very important factor, and it does change a lot in that initial cash flow projection and business planning.